Hello guys, this is Al. Welcome back. This is another strategy build order guide, and this time we are doing the Delhi civilization. We are currently on season 3, but season 4 is gonna drop real soon. And with the changes coming to both the Delhi and the English civilization, I think that these two civs will have quite many matchups. Um, the reason why I wanted to show you this one is that I believe that uh, Dell is supposed to counter English in many ways, but English has some stuff that can really make the matchup hard for you, with them dealing the early pressure upon you before you get started. Uh, Beastie has a video where he teaches women how to play English, where they put early pressure on you, and then on the back of that makes a second TC and scale onwards. So this and Delhi, at least if you go for Tower of Victory, which this guide is about, you will have a slower start, which means that you're vulnerable for that kind of early pressure. So I wanted to show you this video on how you can do it as the Delhi civilization, just to still have the Tower of Victory as a viable landmark for you. So now I'm starting off with showing you the build that Beast is teaching women, and I believe that many players are doing the same build. And this is quite optimized into getting both spearmen and longbowmen at your doorstep really early. We're not gonna go through the build. If you want to see the build in detail, you can check out Beastie's channel. I wanted to show you the timings on which you're supposed to be able to defend. So meanwhile, the English is doing his stuff. You can see he's putting 4 on the landmark. He's gonna build a barracks, and age up is about 410. Okay, so now let's slow it down. So if we check the timings, longbowmen are moving across the map at this point, and they will hit your side. Let's see. So now Delhi has front gold, and the time when the first longbowman arrives is about the 5-minute mark. In BT's guide he says that you should go 3 longbowmen and 2 spears, so that's what we're aiming for here, on the time. And as you can see, if you do this very optimized build, you will have that amount of units at the 5:20 mark. Alright, so now that we know what we need to defend against, let's go into the build. 5:20 was this army, and the first longbowman arrived at 5 minutes. And now let's go to the build. And there we go. First off, I know that I think Beastie has done a build or a guide for the Delhi, which is perfectly viable against every civ. But I think against civs that is able to put early pressure, such as English or French, you might need to do it this way instead. So, but I'm gonna go through the build. So you start off with selecting your TC and queue up some workers. You send 5 villagers to take the closest straggler tree, and then one worker will go out to build a mill. The scout will immediately move forward because you want to scout the opponent's base, especially play against English, which can do both a villager pull or a man-at-arms rush. The first worker that comes out will build a mosque and then go to the mill, to the berries. The guys that chop down the tree will take one trip only and then proceed to the berries. One of them will also build a house and then go to berries. As always with the deli, you want to queue up all the upgrades as soon as you can. So, with the scout, you see here we're checking out opponent's base. Things that you can determine if they are going for early harass is either if you meet the scout halfway here and he proceeds to your base. That's one sign. The other sign is of course if they put down a barracks. Normally they want to put down the barracks to the sides or to the front, because in the back of their base they want to put their farms. So if you see a barracks, that's confirmation. But also if you see villagers moving out to gold this early, that means that there is probably no pressure is gonna come. No early pressure in form of villager rush or man-at-arms, that we say. So in that case you just continue scouting on, picking up as many sheep as you can. Back to the build. Once you have 8 on the berries, you will rally the TC to the gold until you have 3 on gold. We can speed this up a little bit. Try to scout out as much of the map as possible, pick up as many sheep as possible. There we go. Next villager that comes out, I will shift queue from this straggler to the wood line, so that they will finish up the 100 wood there and then go to the wood line. And once you're able to, you're gonna take 4 of the workers from berries and put down the landmark. As I said, this is a Tower of Victory build. You will take 1 of the gold workers and go to the wood line. We're only keeping 2 to have a slow bill of gold. You will see later why. The workers on the landmark will go back to berries once they are done. And from now on you shall rally TC to the wood line instead. Once you have enough wood for it, you can build a house with a miner, a gold miner. And then send him back to gold again. So, the reason why we're not having more than 2 on the gold is that we're not gonna go for the second mosque early on. We want to defend the timings of the English player. So you keep on rallying to the wood line, and immediately when your age up is done, you pull 3 workers to build an archer range. Of course get all the upgrades. And be ready to send a scholar out to the archer range. So we're now at 430, and this is quite optimized build. Start pumping out some archers. Scholar should already be inside, so first archer will be a couple of seconds late. So remember the English player in what I showed you had 1 longbowman on your front gold at the 5-minute mark. You now have 2 archers. I believe that 2 archers should be able to beat 1 longbowman, even though they deal more damage and has longer range, but two archers should be able, with the movement speed, to catch up and yeah, make him go back. But as you know, they will put 3 longbowmen on you, so you keep on getting until you have 5 5 archers. And there we go, the 5th one. And as you can see, there we go, it's 5:23, so we're 3 seconds behind the English player, but now we have 5 archers versus his 3 longbowmen and 2 spears, which I do believe is enough to keep the initial push back. Of course, you need to scout at this point. Keep the scout somewhere between your base and his base. See if he continuously makes longbowmen, or if he stops at this point. The thing is if he keeps on pushing longbows at this point, he is not able to scale. He can't build farms at the same time. He needs to be more dependent on sheep to continuously produce longbows at that pace. So you just keep on doing the same thing if that is what you see. But as I said before, this is about countering the initial push. So you stop at 5 archers and just defend with those. Don't try to attack him, just try to defend. Once you're able to, when you have another 100 wood, you will take 2 workers from the berries and put down a mosque. This mosque should probably have been built here to connect this one to the Wi-Fi, but here's okay. You want to start producing scholars ASAP, and once they are done, they're gonna go to gold, because now you want 4 on gold to continuously make scholars from here on out. The next, by the way, at this time, if you have the management for it, you can pull the scholar back into the mosque. Next 150 wood goes to a blacksmith. At the time when you have 14 on wood, you will start rallying to sheep. The next 150 wood goes to the second blacksmith. The next 50 wood will go to refreshing the lumber camp. And the next goal is to get the stable up, so you can counter his longbowmen with both your archers and your horsemen. So the moment you put down your stable, you continue to produce archers with the wood that you will get. So I believe you are a little bit delayed both on scholar production, on your upgrades with this build, but it's better to be able to defend the initial push with these units than to be pushed off goal or pushed off your wood line or something like that early on. So from here on out, you are just gonna mass units and start getting the sacred sites one by one and securing that you are scaling. Yeah, and I guess basically from here it comes down to your personal skill on micromanagement of your forces. You don't have to shift around your TC that much, just keep rallying to the sheep and mass up units from this point on. If you're able to start getting the sites, then you will be the one scaling, and the Englishman, the English opponent will have to go farms, so he will behind on units at some point. If he doesn't go on farms, he has to go on deer or berries which makes him harassable just like any other opponent. So yeah, that is basically it. I haven't been able to test this actually against a live opponent yet, but I sure will after I make this guide. I do think this is the correct way to do it. Alright guys, I think that's it for this this guide. I looking forward to Season 4, when I think Delhi will be an S-tier civilization, just as English will. So I think this will be a pretty common matchup. And I hope you want to try this build out. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you learned something. And please let me know in the comment section down below what you think of it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright, bye.